I gotta make this video real quick talking about this this fight tonight. Man, I am so happy that this has happened. We're finally gonna get the fight we wanted. Khabib versus McGregor. I finally learned how to pronounce his name correctly. Khabib Nurmagomedov. That's what he said. Originally, I wanted Conor to win this fight because I felt that I don't like when fighters get too much hype, and I felt that Khabib was getting way too much fight. I don't like when the UFC and people like Joe Rogan and Dana White overhype fighters. And I know I'm not saying Khabib was not good, but I just felt he was getting way too much hype, and these fighters start believing their hype. And you know how he kept on saying, I'm going to maul guys, I maul guys. And the only reason Khabib is saying that is because that's what other people say he does. So I don't like when people start feeding into their own hype. So I actually wanted Conor to come back and beat him. But since Conor has come back, and I did miss Conor, he seemed to have come back as a bigger asshole than ever. This whole fucking Proper 12 bullshit is just fucking stupid as fuck. I get it. You're a businessman, you're promoting your liquor, but he just seems to be like his asshole level has elevated. I'm not saying he wasn't an asshole before, but it just seems to have increased. So now I am no longer looking for Conor to knock him out. If Khabib wins, I'm cool with that. If Conor wins, I'm cool with that. Now, I just want to see a good fight. That's all I care about. All I want to see is a good fight, man. May the best man win. Tony Ferguson versus Sergio Pettis. I feel that Tony has been screwed over by the UFC. He is the one who should be getting this title shot. He was the interim champion. He beat a higher ranked fighter than Khabib did to become the interim champion. And he was stripped of his title. He was injured, but he was still able to come back in time for Khabib's next fight. So Tony should have been getting this title fight, and now he's getting fucked over. He's getting screwed. I was reading the salaries. It looks like Tony's going to make about, I think, 150 grand for this. Meanwhile, Khabib's going to get 2 million, and Conor's getting 3 million plus pay-per-view points. They're guessing that Conor's probably going to walk away with, well, about 50 million. I don't know if he'll get that much, maybe, but I'm thinking he's going to get at least, 20, 30 million. The other fights on this card, we got Dominic Reyes versus OSP. I'm rooting for Dominic Reyes in this one. Oh, my bad. Tony Ferguson and Sergio Pettis. I want Tony to win. I think Tony deserves this. If he loses, I'm going to feel bad for the guy, man, because he's worked his ass off. He should get the title shot, so I'm going for Tony in this one. The next fight, light heavyweight fight between Dominic Reyes and OSP. Dominic Reyes is from my neck of the woods. I live out here in the Inland Empire and in Southern California, and Dominic Reyes is from Victorville, the Victorville area. So I got to root for my boy, man. This guy has 3 first-round finishes in the UFC, and I'm hoping that he's going to stun and shock a lot of people tonight again. If he beats a guy like OSP, man, I think OSP is currently ranked number 7 in the light heavyweight division. That will be a big win for the Devastator Dominic Reyes. The fight before that, a heavyweight fight between the Black Beast Derek Lewis and Alexander Volkov. That's going to be a cool fight, man. I hope it's a cool fight. It's funny, I saw an interview. Derek Lewis was saying that if it goes beyond the first round, it's going to be a boring ass fight. I thought that was pretty funny. That's another fight. I don't have a guy. I like both guys. It's may the best man win. The girl fight, Michelle Waterson versus Felice Herrig. That will be an interesting fight. I think Felice will take it. She's a bigger girl. She just seems stronger. I think she's going to muscle her way to a decision. She's probably going to wrestle fuck Michelle Waterson and get another decision. FS1 prelim, Sergio Pettis, Formiga. And then there's this fight with this kid named Jalen Turner. He's making his UFC debut. A close friend of mine, my close buddy David, he told me, he's a real estate agent. He told me that he helped close a deal for Jalen Turner's mom. So he's looking forward to this fight, which makes me interested in this fight. It's going to be interesting to see what the kid does. Hopefully it turns out well for him. He's also from my neck of the woods. A lot of fighters from out here, man. Got to represent. Ladd versus Evinger, whatever. Holtzman versus Patrick, whatever. It's a shame that a fight dropped out. The Sean O'Malley fight is not on here. I was looking forward to that fight. I wanted to see Sean lose. But now it seems that USADA got him. So he's been pulled from this fight. And so was his opponent, the Mexican kid. It's unfortunate. I wanted to see 4 fights on the FS1 prelims. That ain't going to happen. I don't have Fight Pass. Unfortunately, I'm going to miss Gray Maynard's return. Man, I'm looking forward to these fights, man. Let's see what happens. Check you out after the fights, y'all. Laters.